what do you call it, 12th Sunday student. Just because I'm staying with them, they think I'm also IIT. So don't understand like that. So in shortcomings in my English language, because English is not my first language. Still I'm trying just to convey the message, because the purpose of language is to please the heart. Okay? So in between we'll be speaking one-liners in Hindi, okay? Because one-liners can't be spoken in English. So try to understand those one-liners. Okay? So for first 5 minutes we will do Kirtan. Jai Radha Madhava. So try to chant loudly with heart, okay? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopikana Vallabha Giridharadhari. Krishna Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Samatvarama Swami Sripad. This one beautiful Brahmachari Samatvarama Swami Sripad. Savior of the whole world, Sri Prabhupada. Prem se Bhagavad Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasana Gaura. Gauramaacharya Shraddha Thakur ki. Gaura Tribhuvanam Radhanam Sankirtan ki. Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki. Jai Gaur Premanande. All glories to Him. All glories to Him. All glories almost to Sri Guru. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. तस्मै श्री गुरवे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। बोलो त्रिभुवन मंगल हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। शिवलोकीर प्रेम हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय। So thank you very much. I am really related to all of you, especially the management who have invited me for this seminar. I am coming here for the first time. So it's been really pleasure to me to serve all of you. So the title of the seminar is Inattentive Chanting. This I started right back in 2007, the first batch, Roman Varshan, and all this, those were in our BTA. They requested me to take this particular topic. So many struggles were there. So I tried my best. In the beginning it was 2 hours seminar, but now it has become more than 20 hours. So extensively, so in great detail, whatever experience I have of last 22 years, I have put it in this particular seminar. So I am sharing my 35 years experience. Why this inattentive chanting is very dangerous for spiritual life. So in the beginning we will discuss 2-3 powerful statements of Acharyas. Especially Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, our misfortune stems from inattention. What is the statement? Our misfortune stems. So I was wondering why he is saying like this. Because Rupa Goswami in Updeshamru says, next of Mr. Devotion, Dr. Samsudras, Bhakti is Kleshagni and Shodha. Whereas Bhaktivinoda Thakur is contrarily, at the outset, doing contrary statement on this. So why? Was doing research on this. Bhakti brings Shubhata, all auspiciousness. But whereas Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, this Bhakti can bring you inauspiciousness also, if you are not attentive. So that's why he is saying the statement, our misfortune stems from inattention. The explanation he gives, very nice explanation. He says, all the aparadhas and anarthas take birth from this inattention. That's why he's saying like this. Where from this aparadhas and anarthas take birth? So he says, mother of all offenses is inattentive chanting. Mother of all offenses is inattentive chanting. Because inattention itself, the word inattention means what? Can you tell me? What is the literal meaning of inattention?
Chanting but thinking something different.
Okay. Any other meanings?
Lack of focusedness.
Lack of
Focusedness.
ignoring,
Lack of interest.
lack of interest, stress, disrespect,
Not focusing on one.
not focus on them. So, I found a very important meaning. Literal meaning is given in Spatial. Because I usually break the words, English words. And when I broke this word, inattention, I found amazingly Krishna has given the classical meaning of inattention. Inattention comes from there, inattention. So this one line is very famous. Inattention. Generally, devotee should not be in tension. Because Krishna takes tension of a devotee. Just like Arjuna took vow of killing Jayadratha next evening before sunset. And he was sleeping, snoring like anything. And Krishna woke him up and asked him, you took this vow without my permission. I am your spiritual master, I am your counselor. And without asking my permission, how you dare to take this vow? So Arjuna said, before beginning of this Kurukshetra war, you have given promise in Bhagavad Gita. What is that promise? Name Bhaktya Prashna. Now it's your tension, not my tension. So this is a classical example. Devotees never ever take tension. That's why saying goes, Krishna's Bindas, Mayadas, Hamesha Das. Tension is a job of Krishna. That's why he's given promise to Amrish Maharaj, Durvasmani, 9.4.63. What is the shloka? Aham bhakta paradhino swatantra hi dvija sadhu bhir grastudeyo bhaktera bhakta jana. Not only I take tension of a devotee, but whoever is there who is more dear to him, I take tension of them also. Bhaktera bhakta jana. So there are two words, chinta and chita. But Gulf of difference is there, chinta and chita. Chita means, what do you call it? The body who is burned on the cremator is called chita. But it happens once. Because food is very costly. And these bodies, you don't get on. भाड़े पे नहीं मिलती भाई. करोना में तो अपनी बॉडी नहीं मिल रही. So, chita means once in a lifetime it happens. But chinta means which burns you at every second moment till you become a dead body. That is called chinta. चिंता का मतलब है हर क्षण जलाती है जब तक मुर्दा नहीं बने, तो उसको चिंता है. So, why we are in tension? Because the nature of this material world is whatever is there in the material world, anything or any person, the basic problem with this material world is over promises, under delivers. What is the problem? Over promises, under delivers. And what is the definition of tension? Anxiety. The gap between expectation and reality is called as tension, stress, anxiety. So, the more we focus our attention on material things, material persons, we are going to be in anxiety. So, utmost responsibility is to focus on Krishna, who is coming in name form. Kali Kale Naam Rupe Krishna Avatar. That's why attention is required. Even in his Japa Reform book, Satsu Maharaj says, inattentive chanting is an invitation for self-destruction, a sure recipe for spiritual failure. So, we have to be very, very attentive. Without attention, you can't get anything or success in any activity. Just like you are writing exam, and while writing answer sheet, if you are not focused, you are not attentive, you are going to get big zero on every page. You are crossing a railway track. If you are not attentive, you are going to die. You are working on a lathe machine. If you are not attentive, what will happen? You will lose your hands and legs. Accident. So Prabhupada says, so important is to pay attention in material activities. So how much we should be paying attention on that particular activity which is going to take us back home, back to the faith. And that is hearing and chanting. So hearing and chanting requires attention. Because this is just the beginning. In the beginning, you are not careful, not attentive, it can create what in your spiritual life. So try to understand this very important statement given in Shastra. Because attention to small details is a sign of love. We are performing this devotional service to get love of God. And this love of God is available by paying attention to small things. Whatever is in connection with Krishna, that is called as paraphernalia. Why it is called paraphernalia? Because भगवान को बहुत प्यारा इसलिए उसको paraphernalia कहते हैं. संस्कृत में क्या कहते हैं उसको? तोरिया. So when you pay attention to small details, this is going to take you to the love of God. Just like a small tulsi leaf falling on the ground, and it is offered to Krishna, immediately you should pay attention to that because it belongs to Krishna. It is in connection with Krishna. It is offered. It is prasadi tulsi or prasadi fulmala. So paying attention to small details. If kartal is on the floor, you should not be keeping the floor on floor. Kartal, mridanga is not different from Balaram. So whatever is glorifying and serving Krishna, that is called as Turiya, paraphernalia. And in that, devotee also comes. Okay? So if you pay attention to these small things, that is going to give you the attention in hearing and chanting. Just like I come to this program and I have removed my shoes on the doorsteps, right in the gate, main gate, and you are coming behind me. And what you see? I have entered the building, and all of a sudden a dog comes and starts biting my shoes. If you love me, what you are going to do? You drive away the dog, saying, "This is our prabhuji chappal." So this is chappal is small thing, but it belongs to me. When you pay attention, you are paying attention to the person also, and then you get mercy of that person. So if you have love, you will surely drive away the dog. But if you don't love me, then what you think in your mind? Why this dog is biting only one shoe? So this is a classical example of attention to small details is a sign of love. So similarly, it is said that in the beginning we don't pay attention, we directly pay attention on Krishna. It is not possible. Through devotees we are going to get Krishna. Madhbhakta puja adhikari. Bhakta means whatever is glorifying and whatever is serving Krishna, that is also bhakta. Kartal is bhakta, mridanga is bhakta, tulsi leaf is bhakta, everything is bhakta. So we should be taking care of them, paying attention to them and keeping them in the right position. Then slowly attention, you can focus on Krishna. So this is the beginning. Attention to small details is a sign of love. And those who were not able to pay attention from the beginning, slowly, they started facing problems in their material life and spiritual life. And that's why they went away from the spiritual life. They gave up chanting, they gave up association of devotees, and automatically they were thrown away from the body. So Krishna never ever throw you away from bhakti. Krishna has given promise in Bhagavad Gita 2nd chapter. Neha vikramana chosti pratyavayuna vidyate svalpatyasya dharmasya trayato mahatam. So who throws away the devotees from the bhakti? For the time being, at least their bhakti will be covered. And we don't know for how many long time, how many long lives that bhakti will be covered. So this is usually done by the aparadhas and anarthas. And who gives birth to aparadhas and anarthas? Inattention. So those devotees who have already left this glorious Krishna consciousness, even though Mahaprabhu came, he gave the highest mantra, highest philosophy, but still so many devotees left. Why? The main reason is they were not attentive. So this inattention works like, there is a concept in material world. What it is called as? Snowball effect. What it is called as? So We have to understand what is this concept called snowball effect. Anybody knows what is the meaning of snowball effect? A small piece of snow which is coming down from the peak of the Himalaya. And we are standing right in front of that, beneath the Himalaya. And what do you think? What this small piece of snow is going to do to me? So without caring, you stand in front of him, even though it's coming from the peak of Himalaya. In the beginning, it is a very small piece of snow. But when it is coming, it's not coming alone. पूरे परिवार को लेकर आए, समझ गए? He is, what do you call it? Gathering snow, whatever is coming on his way, and it is going to become a big rock of snow. And you still stand in front of it, that it is going to finish you off. That is called a snowball effect. In the beginning, it looks like a small piece of snow. But when it reaches you, it has become already a big rock of snow. And it is going to finish you off. So there are so many examples. One particular example I like is heart touching. Water outside makes it float, but water inside makes it drown, sink. What is the difference? As long as the water is outside the pore, that water is helping to float the boat. But when the same water comes inside the boat, what happens? Even Titanic can be drowned, sink. So how the water came inside? A small hole. And the boatman didn't pay attention. And he kept rowing the boat. What happens? With the force of water, with the force of current, the small hole is not going to remain small. With the passage of time and with the passage of current, it is going to be bigger and bigger. And ultimately, the whole water will come inside and drown the biggest Titanic also. So Acharyas compare this material body is compared to Titanic. And a small hole which we don't pay after coming to spiritual life, the same material life or our spiritual life will be drowned by this small hole. So very pertinent example is given here. Water outside makes it float. Water inside makes it float. What is the difference? A small hole which was not paid attention. Another example is there. There is a small hole in Prabhu's dhoti. It's not there. For example, I'm taking. And Prabhuji don't pay attention to that small hole. 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 4, 5 months. So automatically, with the passage of time, that small hole is not going to remain small. And it will become so bigger that Prabhuji can pass through. And ultimately, you have to throw that dhoti. So, saying goes, stitch in time, sails in time. So, this is very important because it is called a snowball effect, and that is going to cause very greatly after 10-15 years. And that's why after 10-15 years only, the devotees leave this moment. Chanting, give up spiritual master. What is the reason? Because they were not attentive from beginning, and it went on like snowball effect, and slowly destroyed their material life also and spiritual life. So this is the meaning of inattentive chanting. So the first connection of Jivatma in this material body is to Supreme Lord is through chanting. That's why 99% of our spiritual life depends on chanting. So this connection is compared to umbilical cord. Just like in mother's womb, how the child gets connected to mother, even though the child has not seen the mother. she belongs to Karnataka or Maharashtra, she's taller or smaller, what color she has. But still, that child gets connected to mother through umbilical cord. Similarly, our mother is who? Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita. So, Acharyas compare, we are also in the womb of mother. This is compared to, material is compared to womb of mother nature. And we are here, and Krishna is in spiritual world. So, this is the only connection which can connect us to Krishna is this 16 words. That's why it is said that from Pataloka to Goloka, only one thing is going. If you see the map of the universe, from Pataloka to Goloka, only one line is going. That is 16 words. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. There are so many coverings. Pataloka, Naraka covering is there. Then Martyaloka, then Devi Dham, then Mahesh Dham, then all Vaikunthas, and traversing through all these coverings, only one thing is going in this line, and that is called as 16 words. That's how Jiva can get connected to Krishna from anywhere. And the power of 16 words is that it is said that you can deliver your pitras by sitting right here. That's why a particular shloka comes, which is mentioned by Prabhupada in 9th canto. I don't know exactly the number of shloka, but this shloka was like this: Nrityanti Pitra, Nrityanti Pitamaha, Madhavamsho Vaishnava Jato Trata Bhave Sameta. Very powerful shloka. On the basis of this, Narsimha Bhagavan has given the promise to Prahlad Maharaj: I will deliver your 21 generation. Past 7 generation and 14 generation. So, this promise is given by Narsimha Bhagavan to Prahlad Maharaj based on this particular shloka. Nrityanti Pitra means what? The Pitras, the ancestor will start dancing as soon as one takes Japamala in his hand. He has not started it, but they will start dancing. Why? Because he is going to open all the gates. Naraka gate, then Matyaloka gate, then Devi Dham, Mahesh Dham, all Vaikuntha gates will be opened for us to reach which Loka? That much powerful Mahamantra. That's why it is called as Mahamantra. The condition is that if you pay attention and chant attentively, then this benefit is available not only for yourself but also your ancestors and coming generations also. That's why we have to be very attentive in chanting the holy names. So, holy name is called as Chintamani. What is called as Chintamani? Still, we are in anxiety. Chinta का मतलब क्या है? Anxiety. Even though we have Chintamani, but we are doing for Chinta for money. Why is this happening? Because we don't have complete faith in holy name. Prabhupada says if you chant attentively, attentive chanting means pronouncing each and every word clearly and try to hear with your own ears. And this is emphatically told by Prabhupada. When he has told emphatically, you have to hear through ears. He has given the name of institute itself, ISKCON. मतलब क्या है? ISKCON से सुनो. ISKCON का मतलब क्या है? ISKCON से सुनो. क्योंकि कान से मिलेंगे कान्हा. What is this? कान से मिलेंगे कान्हा. That's why Prabhupada says paying attention means pronouncing each and every word clearly. That will be explained in detail how to pronounce, what blunders we are committing, and why to hear through ears only. So on the commentary of Bhajahureman, Prabhupada in one place says, what he says, what is the meaning of this first line? Bhajahureman, Sri Randanandana, Abhay Chandra. Abhay means without anxiety, Abhay, without bhai. Because whole material world is run by Krishna through fear. Madhvayat vato vatoyam, madhvayat tapti suryo. So every activity in this material world, spiritual or material activity, is motivated by four things. How many things? There is no fifth thing which is motivated to do activity. Every activity, spiritual or material. So first motivation is out of fear, out of desire, out of duty, out of love. Here comes the judgment. Because there is not a single activity we are performing without fear. Why we are eating? Because we have fear of falling sick. Why we are earning money? Because our family members will come on road. Why we are wearing clothes? Because people will start throwing stones at us. So each and every activity is performed out of fear only. You can mention any activity which is not performed by fear. Because Krishna is running this whole creation through fear. So the fear which takes you at the lotus feet of Krishna is called as positive fear. Because in material world, out of fear, out of anxiety, out of distress, they take negative path. As soon as the anxiety increases, they start smoking. First level. Second level, they start drinking. Third level, they go to prostitute. So degree of taking shelter increases in wrong way. So fear is required to come under shelter of Krishna. That's why Krishna has created fear. And the fear which takes us to Krishna is called as positive fear. And 99.99% people in this world, they don't take shelter of Krishna who is coming in the name form. That's why they are fearful. Because the definition of space, what we told? The gap between expectation and reality. And each and every person and thing of this material world is not going to fulfill their expectation. Expecting from this material world is the cause of our suffering. Ashahi param dukkhana. That is the realization of Pingla in 11th canto. She is a prostitute, but she is giving her greatest realization. Expecting from this material world. Any person, anything in this material world is not complete. In the beginning, we consider everyone as Bhagavan. Patni Bhagavan, बच्चे भगवान, business भगवान, नौकरी भगवान, सब भगवान. तो भगवान की कीमत क्या रहेगी? इसलिए भगवान औकात दिखाते हैं. In the beginning, everyone will come in contact, we start telling him, consider him as Bhagavan. But they are not Bhagavan. They are Ishwar for some time. What is the definition of Bhagavan?
Supremely independent.
Three qualities should be there. Fullness. ईश्वर का मतलब क्या है? स्वामी, controller and employer. Just like an example of car. If you are a Swami, then you have car. If you have car, key to the car, then you can open it, control it, and sit inside and enjoy the car. So three things are there. That's why you are enjoying the car. At the first place, you are the proprietor, because you are having the key, and with key is there, you can control the car. Whenever you want, you can open the doors of the car, start the car, and enjoy. But the problem with the Bhagavan of this material world, whom we consider as Bhagavan, they are Bhagavan, not Bhagavan, they are only Ishwar. Ishwar means limited control. Okay? And they are not complete. Krishna is only complete person. Om Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Vajjati. Purna Purushottam Bhagavan. That's why when you take shelter of these things of this particular world, and person automatically, in the beginning they overpromise, but underdeliver. And the problem starts when? When there is a gap between expectation and reality. That leads to stress. Understood? That's why whole creation, 99.99% people are in anxiety, stress, depression, mental problems. Why? Because they are taking shelter of wrong person. So Krishna has purposefully come in Kali Yuga in name form. And the one who takes Krishna's shelter wholeheartedly means attentively, Krishna is going to reciprocate, never ever fail in fulfilling your expectation, materially or spiritually. Both Krishna is going to take care of. He has given promise in Bhagavatam, Akama Sarva Kamo va Moksha Kamo Daya. Whether desires or no desires, please come to me. That's why 4 types of people come to Krishna. What those? Artho, Artharthi, Jigyasu, Jnani. So, when you have come to Krishna, you should not be feeling anxiety. Because if you take shelter of Krishna attentively, Krishna is going to take anxiety out of him only. That's why this promise is there. Bhakter Bhakta Jana Priya. Not only devotees, I am going to take anxiety of his family members also. So why Krishna is given this promise? More than devotee, I love devotees, family members. Why? Because in their anxiety, this particular devotee is stopped serving me, stopped paying attention to me. That's why, to relieve his anxiety, I am going to take anxiety from him. That is the promise. Bhakter Bhakta Jana. So, Chintamani means what? We should not be worried about. We should not be disturbed. And that's why Prabhupada says a classical statement in 2.66. You should be reading this before picking up Mara. The question is asked, why even after chanting our mind is disturbed? So Prabhupada gives in this particular shloka, very powerful shloka, translation, purport and what do you call it? Meaning is given. So in purport, Prabhupada is saying, the flickering of the mind is only due to lack of focus on ultimate goal. When you come to this spiritual world, you should be focused on ultimate goal. And what is the ultimate goal? Ante Narayana Smriti 8.5 Antakale Chamameva Smaranatva Kadeva. That we should be focused. Because Krishna has ultimately put only one condition, Smaran. And surprisingly, even though Krishna has given 9-fold process, why Krishna has put only Smaran condition? Anybody knows? Why Krishna has put purposefully only Smaran? How many processes of devotional service are there? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Sakyam, Atmanam, Archanam, Vandanam. But why Krishna has purposely put Smaran condition? What is that?
So we don't do anything mechanically.
The main purpose of putting this condition is at the time of leaving this body, giving up this body, you can't perform any activity by any limb of this body. They will not be helping you at the time of leaving the body. Your sense of touch will not help you. You can't vibrate with your tongue. You can't hear with your ear holes. So everything will royally cheat you. All limbs will royally cheat you at the time of death. That's why it's precarious condition in the life of conditioned soul, especially at the time of death. We are supposed to remember Krishna, but very difficult, almost impossible to remember Krishna. Because Not a single limb of the body is going to cooperate you at the time of leaving the body. So how you are going to remember Krishna? So Krishna has purposefully put this moral condition. One after another, 3 shlokas. He is saying Smaran, Smaran, Smaran. Just like in High Court, Supreme Court, by taking that hammer, he smashes on the table. Order, order, order. And Mahaprabhu said, Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam. Similarly, Krishna is saying Smaran, Smaran, Smaran. स्मरण करोगे तो मरण नहीं होगा. और इंग्लिश में क्या कहते हैं स्मरण को? What is the word for it? स्मरण? Krishna is saying, if you remember, you will come to me. And if you don't remember me, then you have to become remember. It is one line also. Taking the words. Very powerful word. Remember. So you have to go deep and pay attention to words. Krishna is coming in sound form. He is giving everything in the words. Just like remember. He is giving both options. If you remember me, you will come to me. And if you don't remember, what happens? Remember. Ladies club ka nahi, lions club ka nahi, punarapi janam. So, this remembrance is available to the person who has paid 100% attention in all devotional activities. Because you are performing any limb of the body, in any limb of devotional service throughout the life, paying full attention to Krishna. Because paying attention is a sign of love. So slowly, slowly that love will be built up and Krishna is going to transform that love into Smaran. Understood? This is the secret. How we are going to remember? Because Krishna is not villain. He is not going to laugh that this particular fellow is not able to remember me at the time of it. Again he has to take. No. Krishna is ready to help you. Krishna helps in 2 ways at the time of death. Whatever devotional service in 9-fold process you have performed, that Krishna is going to convert into Smaran. That is his responsibility. And this promise is given by Krishna in Mukundamala Stotra. Very powerful shloka. Krishna Tvadiya Padapankaja Panjarantam. In this particular shloka, Krishna and all acharyas are giving promise. Na kam na jada, ye hai Bhagavan ka vada. What is promise? Those who perform any limb of devotional service throughout their life. Because we have to do this practice of paying attention, putting our heart and soul. Because life is preparation, death is final exam. And this exam of death, you can't expect to pass the exam by 30-40 marks. 30-40%. It happens in multiple words. Any exam, 80-80, 30-40%, you go to next class. And nowadays there are no exams also. From primary schools. So Krishna is emphatically saying, life is preparation, death is final exam. And in this exam, you have to remember me 100%. Where is saying 10.10. And this particular shloka number is very important. Why he has given this in particular, this shloka only 10.10? Because Krishna is indirectly saying life is preparation, death is final exam, and in this exam 30-40% will not work. 100% you have to remember. And for that 100%, to stage that 100%, Krishna is giving the number, shloka number 10.10, indirectly saying you have to get 10 out of 10. And for that he has given how you are going to pay attention. 4 things he has said. Tesham sapati yuktanam bhajatam, out of love. Because we said every activity is performed because of 4 motivations. How many? 4. Out of fear. Just like we started chanting, just try to gather how we started. Because a particular devotee we met, or the pracharak who we met, he stressed the importance of chanting in our life. If you don't chant, you will go to hell. So immediately we started chanting. So good. At least you are taking fear positively. Out of fear, you are coming to take shelter of Krishna, Krishna's holy name. That is positive fear. You are on the right path. But we should not be stopping on the first level. After out of fear, next stage is out of desire. How desire is created? The person who is in charge of this particular sangha, he brings money, donations, and arranges nice discourses like this, seminars on this, different topics, and he gives nice feast, paneer makhan wala, then gajar ka halwa, then nice yatras. Why they do? To create a desire in the audience कि प्रभु जी इतना पैसा लेकर आ रहे हैं, इतना खिला रहे हैं, चलो प्रभु जी की याद करेंगे, 4 माला उनके लिए करते हैं. So desire is created. Okay, nice yatras, nice discourses, nice prasad. This is all trick to create desire. कि प्रभु जी इतना मेहनत करें, बेचारे इतने पैसे कमा कर ला रहे, कहाँ से ला रहे, डोनेशन भीख मांग कर ला रहे, तो चलो प्रभु जी की याद करेंगे, उनके खातिर क्या करेंगे? तो desire is created. But we should not be stopping on this also. We should try to rise to the third level. After 4 or 5 years, Prabhuji takes you to the spiritual master. Spiritual master gives you japmala, and from then, that day onwards, you start chanting out of duty. Duty towards spiritual master. I will try to chant 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra attentively. That promise you remember. This only promise is going to take you to Krishna. Yasya prasadat bhagavad prasado. So from third level you have to rise above the last level, from where there are no chances of giving up japamala, chanting, and that is out of it. Sabse ऊंची प्रेम सगाई. That's why in order to chant, we have to have love, attentively. And how this love is going to take birth? By 2 ways. By paying attention to small details in connection to Krishna. Whatever is glorifying and whatever is serving, Kartan is serving, Mridang is serving, full mala is serving, devotees are glorifying, Bhagavatam is glorifying, Gita is glorifying. You should be taking care of those. And that is going to give birth. Second thing which is going to give birth to prema, love, is we should be giving Krishna to others. Because the secret of spiritual life is in giving you get. Just like Hanumanji smeared a whole sindoor on his body. Not a single limb was not smeared. Why he did? So that Ramji should always be satisfied with him and never ever leaves him. So in one way, he wanted Ramji to become Chiranjeevi. But because he was doing for the satisfaction of Ramji, this particular Vardhan came back to whom? So this is a classical example in Ramayana. Because he wanted to give pleasure to Ramji and wanted Ramji becomes Chiranjeevi, but by seeing his love, by seeing his full attention in satisfying him, Ramji was so pleased. In return, he gave this blessing to Hanumanji. That's why Hanumanji has become. So Acharya says, in giving you get. That's why we should not be expecting this from this material world. Because expectation gives birth to 2 things. They are very deadly, which are very deadly. They are compared to 2 gates to the hell. Actually, there are 3 gates mentioned in Bhagavad Gita to hell. Which are those? Kam, Krodh, and do. When you go on accepting, expecting, expectation gives birth to two things, and they are doors to hell. First thing is expectation gives birth to greed. Why greed? मिला तो भी प्रॉब्लम, इतना ही क्यों मिला? मैं पहली बार आया हूँ, एक ही माला क्यों? 10 माला चाहिए, समझ गए? तो लोग बढ़ती है, ग्रीड बढ़ती है. That is first door we are opening to hell. If you get, but still you are greedy. Why? This much only, so much only. And if you don't get, you are going to open next door to hell. What is that? Growth. ये लोगों ने एक माला भी नहीं पहनाई, अगली बार देखना मेरे को. So that's how you should not be expecting, because unknowingly you are opening two gates to hell. You should be giving, and in giving you get. Just like Yashoda Mai, while churning, she is singing a particular song. It comes in Gopal Champu 8th chapter, and 6th line is very important, from which Hanumanji has taken this idea of satisfying Ramji. So, this was done by Yashoda Mai, and she is singing in 6th line of this particular Gopal Champu 8th chapter. Harivarivasya Sukhada Tamasya. What is the line? 6th line? Harivarivasya. So she is praying to Narayan. Even though the father of all Narayana is standing right in front of her, she is praying to Narayana, let my Gopal become your devotee. Just see. सब नारायण के बाप सामने खड़े हैं, नारायण से प्रार्थना करें. So this simplicity is required. Krishna is attracted by your simplicity. That's why you should not be having inner motives. Inner motives means what? With hetu. And which bhakti reaches your heart, gives satisfaction of the heart? 1.2.6. Sabai pumsa paro dharmo yato bhakti adhokshade ahetu ki apratyata yatma. So first word comes ahetu ki. When there are no inner motives, ulterior motives, then that chanting or service gives you the strength to overcome all the obstacles in your spiritual path. That is the promise given in Bhagavad. That's why the word comes first what? Ahetuki. If bhakti is ahetuki, then that becomes apratyata. Apratyata means without any interruption. Try to understand. That's why Yashoda Mai's bhakti is unmotivated. She is praying. She is having so simple heart. Her simplicity is such that she is asking Narayana to make her son Gopal into devotee. Harivarivasya Sukhadamasya. Next half line is very important. Vigata Jalamara Kaya. What saying? Even though you don't fulfill my first desire of making my son into devotee, but make sure that my son, this 4 things doesn't touch my Gopal. What are these 4 things? Jara Marakaya. Where is this Jara Shabda comes? Jan Mrityu. So she is requesting Narayan, make sure that these 4 things, Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi, don't touch my Gopal. So this is coming from the heart, out of affection, out of love for her son. And that's why Krishna has kept Yashoda Mai in spiritual world where this Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi is not going to touch Yashoda. Even though Yashoda Mai is asking for her son, but Krishna has given this benediction to whom? Yashoda. So this is the secret of spiritual life. That's why Krishna says, those who give this most confidential knowledge to others, they are dear to me. So in giving you get, Krishna is saying, when you do karuna, giving Krishna means doing karuna, compassion. So 2 types of compassion are compassion towards oneself and compassion towards other beings. So love takes birth out of compassion. प्रेम का जन्म करुणा से होता है, इसलिए राधा जी का नाम है करुणा कुरुमयी. She is the embodiment of prema. Why? She is the embodiment of karuna also. Understood? So if you want to have love of God, Krishna as a prem, you should be what? Compassion to others. Giving Krishna to others. Because in giving you get Krishna. Understood? Another thing is what we told. First, how you are going to get prema? By paying attention to.
Small
So these are all in connection to Krishna. The more you pay attention to Krishna, the more you are going to get mercy of Krishna in chanting the holy names. Understood? So there are two things. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Bhaktyalo, devotee is compared to like a bird, Garuda. And Garuda have to have two wings. So these two wings should be working together. Never ever we see that only one wing is working and the bird is flying. No. Simultaneously, both wings should be working together. So what are these two wings? If the Garuda is compared to devotee is compared to Garuda, the two wings are compared to attentive dealings with Vaishnavas. That is taking care of all things in connection to Krishna. कोरिया प्यारा फरने दे, क्योंकि भगवान को बहुत प्यारा है. If you don't have loving exchange, loving dealings with Vaishnavas, then you are miserable. Because 24 hours you are always thinking of taking revenge of that devotee. And you are living in revenge fantasy. Just like Mama Shakuni lived whole life in the revenge fantasy. Similarly, you will be living in revenge fantasy if you don't have loving relationship with devotees. And that is built up by taking care of whatever is in connection with Krishna. Slowly, that helps you to take care of devotees also. So, first is attention towards devotees. That is called as Vaishnava Sadachar. Vaishnava etiquette is going to take us back to Godhead. This is not etiquette, ticket to back to Godhead. So, our whole sadhana, our whole service is to devotees, Krishna, spiritual master, reading Bhagavatam, hearing Bhagavatam, chanting, whatever is there. If you are not having nice relationship, loving relationship, attentive dealings with Vaishnavas, then 24 hours your mind is engrossed in revenge fantasy, बदले की भावना में होगा, और 24 घंटे आपका मन engrossed है, your 24 hours mind is engrossed. Where is the time for the mind to focus on hearing and chanting, services? So try to focus first, attentive dealings with Vaishnavas. When this is there, automatically second wing also start working. That is attentive dealings with Krishna in two forms, name and katha. Because Krishna is coming in sound vibration. And there are two types of sound vibration, Naam and Leela. Understood? That's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur says everyone has to get married to Krishna. Everyone. Whether brahmachari, grahastha, vagapras, sannyas, everyone has to get married. So बहुत लोग चकरा गए. They are surprised. How brahmachari is going to get married? How sannyasi is going to get married? So what he is saying is that everyone has to get married to Krishna through sound vibration. Because Jivatma is compared to Rukmini. Jivatma is compared to Rukmini. And Rukmini got married to Krishna through sound vibration. Understood? So everyone has to get married to Krishna through sound vibration, and that's why we have to pay attention on sound vibration. Because the more you pay attention on sound vibration, that sound vibration is going to take you to spiritual life. Because the last aphorism in spiritual life is, Shastra is, Anavritti Shabda. Everything begins with sound vibration. What is the meaning of Anavritti Shabda? Everything begins with sound vibration. So in the beginning itself, you are focused on sound. Slowly, this sound is going to take you to the next stages. First comes Naam, then Root, Gun, and Guna. So if you are paying attention on Naam, automatically you have got chance to enter in the Leelas of Krishna. Because Naam is beach. When it fructifies, Root will manifest. Then Guna, then Leela. So this is a natural sequence in spiritual life. This Krishna means only four things: Naam, Root, Gun, and Leela. This is called as Tattvada. Janma Karma Chame Divyam Yoveti Tattvada. So this Tattvada Shabd is very important. It consists of only four things. That's why we have to take shelter of Tattvadarshi. Tattvadarshi means who is completely engrossed, immersing in these four things: Naam, Roop, Gun, and Leelas. Then he can get Krishna's holiness. So first begins with sound vibration. So in the beginning itself you have to be attentive, because attention to small details is a sign of love. Otherwise it has got snowball effect, and automatically you are going to ruin your not only spiritual life, material life also. Because you are playing with the fire. Krishna's name is also compared to fire. So don't play with fire. Be attentive and focus your mind on what? This particular touchstone. Because transformation is sure. Just like by hearing only 3 nights chanting of Haridas Thakur, the prostitute got transformed. How much transformation took place in her? You can just imagine. She was prostitute, she was attached to her long hairs, but she shaved her hair. Just imagine how much she got transformed. हमेशा सबसे ज़्यादा किससे आसक्त होती है? श्रृंगार करने से, बालों से. But she cut her hairs. She is attached to colorful clothes, dresses, but she started wearing white sarees. She gave up all the income of her life. कितना कमाया हो गया? उसका नाम ही था लक्ष्मीला. एक रात का रेट कितना था? 1 लाख रुपये. So just imagine the wealth of her life by doing prostitution. She gave up in donation and started living in this hut of hunger. Such transformation is there, but when Krishna has given promise, those who chant very attentively, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is also called as Parasmani. What is the meaning of Parasmani? The Parasmani means which touches even the what?
Iron to gold.
It makes into gold. But there is a gulf of difference between the Parasmani, touchstone of this material world, and the holy name. What is the difference? The Parasmani, touchstone of this material world, has got limitations. What is that limitation? The Parasmani which has turned that iron into gold, now that iron which has become gold can't transfer another iron. That is a limitation. But the holy name is so powerful, even if he touches one person and he goes in his village, he can convert the whole village into gold. That is the power of holy name. But the condition is that we should be touching it very attentively. Even though it's Parasmani, touchstone, this touch should be coming from the heart. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That's why Bhakti Thakur is saying in Bhakti Alok, all our misfortune stems from inattentiveness. As it is the mother of all offenses. Just like he compares why the bogies of the train move. Why they move? Why they don't move? because they are pulled by engine. So this inattentive chanting hearing is compared to engine. Automatically all the bogies are compared to aparadas, anarthas, they are going to solve. So these anarthas and aparadas are going to throw you away from the spiritual life. So we have to be very careful. So we have to be paying utmost attention on this particular hearing and chanting. So Prabhupada is saying, when you hear, I was saying about the particular song, Bhajo Hore Mana. So why bhakti begins with here? Prabhupada is saying, ISKCON. ISKCON का मतलब क्या है? What is the spelling of ISKCON? ISKCON. We should be asking ourselves one question. That is given in this particular spelling of ISKCON. ISKCON. If you make group of two alphabets and ultimately ask one question at the end, what is going to become that question?
Is KC on?
Is KC on? क्या मैं ध्यान पूर्वक सुन रहा हूँ कि नहीं? Is Krishna consciousness on? What is the meaning of ISKCON? Is Krishna consciousness on? Right now we are asking, is mobile on? Is TV on? That is not paying attention. Paying attention is vibrating, pronouncing, uttering clearly and trying to hear each and every word. Other than all things are inattention. Inattention means always in a tension. Tension में क्यों है? Inattention है इसलिए tension में. इसलिए Prabhupada says we should be focused on ultimate goal, hearing. Whether we are hearing lecture or hearing our own japa. Because that hearing is going to manifest Krishna's mercy in the form of Radharani. The more you attentively take shelter of Radharani, Ladhini Shakti, you are going to cross over material energy. That is a promise given by Krishna in 7.14. Daiveshi Gunamayi Mama Maya Durtaya Mame va Prapadyante Maya Mita. समझ गए? माया को कैसे समझ पाएंगे? जितना ध्यान पूर्वक सुनेंगे. क्योंकि सुनने से क्या होगा? भगवान कह रहे 7.1 अगेन. तत् सुनो. Try to hear attentively. तत् सुनो का मतलब क्या है? सुनो भी कहने वाला. सुनो मिले तो सुनामी आएगा जीवन में. क्या आएगा? That's why Japan, every time tsunami comes, there are so many external reasons why tsunami comes Japan only. The main reason is they are not hearing Krishna, they are not reading Bhagavad Gita, and above that, they are not chanting also. That's why the name of the country is Japan. Japan nahi kar rahe wahan ke log. So the more you attentively do japa, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Because we are searching for unalloyed love, unmotivated love, and that is available through Radharani. जितने भी भक्त हुए होने वाले हैं सारे भक्तों का प्रेम राधारणी के हृदय से आ रहा है. She is embodiment of flame. So Krishna is given us clue. The more you pay attention on Hare Krishna Mahamantra, because Hare Krishna consists of 16 words, but more 50% energy is coming from Radha. Because word Hare comes how many times? 8 times. भले 16 शब्द है लेकिन 8 शब्दों में अंतरंगा शक्ति छुपी. That's why the more quicker you get connected to Krishna, your spiritual life becomes more smoother. Because we have all connection in material world. We have in 21st century, all gadgets, all appliances, all connections are available. 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G. But still we are not getting connected to Krishna. Why? Because even though we are having 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G, we are missing 1G, 3G. That's why you are not getting connected to Krishna. And once you get connected by chanting and hearing attentively, then Radha stands behind you. That is a promise given by Krishna in 9.13. What is sloka? You are going to become Mahatma. Mahatma is not rubber stamp. Prabhupada says Mahatma Phule, Mahatma Gandhi are rubber stamps. Who is real Mahatma? Who takes attentively shelter of Radharani, Ladhiri Shakti. Then Radharani is going to stand behind her and take care of all material energies. Mahatmanam stupartam daivim prakritim ashitam. That's why Prabhupada is emphatically saying again ISKCON. ISKCON का मतलब है just here. And the word here has got 4 alphabets. H-E-A-R. If you do nicely, attentively, H-E-A-R, that is going to manifest H-A-R-E, same alphabets. That is the meaning of 9.30. You are going to become Mahatma. Understood? And that's why Prabhupada says, give your ears to Krishna. कान से मिलेंगे कान्हा. And then Paramatma starts guiding you. That's why Prabhupada is doing commentary on this particular song. Bhajo Hore Mana Shrimana. What is the meaning of that in commentary? When you hear, you are near to your most dear and there is no fear. See how so nicely Prabhupada is. The whole secret of spiritual life is given in one line. When you hear, you are near to your most dear and there is no fear. And that's why 10.10 is secret. And what is the benefit you are going to get? You are going to revive your Paramatma for the first time. Because Paramatma is like TV radio. Any branded, any quality, any costly radio TV doesn't pick up the station. You have to fine tune. So human form is called as rare human form because for the first time by attentively hearing and chanting you are fine tuning Paramatma. That's why it is called as rare human form. And when it is possible, Prabhupada saying, when you hear, you are near to your most dear and there is no fear. And what is the common? 4 words are common. Hear, near, dear, fear. And in that also, what is common? That's why bhakti begins with here. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishwas. That's why Prabhupada says, in the beginning it's okay. If you are come for prasadam, it's okay. Because through mouth you eat 4 vyanjanas, 4 recipes. चूसने वाले, चाटने वाले, चबाने वाले, निगलने वाले. क्या कहते हैं इंग्लिश में उसको? I don't know what. चूसने वाले ने सकी. चाटने वाले, चूसने वाले, licking. चबाने वाले, chewing. And निगलने वाले. So for these, in the beginning it's okay. You are coming to Krishna. क्योंकि जो भी आया प्रसाद के लिए आया, प्रसाद के लिए बना है, प्रसाद के लिए रहेगा. समझ गए? लेकिन ये प्रगति का लक्षण है. This is not the sign of progress. The more we progress, the more we spend time in Krishna consciousness, we should be eating through ears. That's why Rupa Goswami is saying in Nectar of Instruction, who is sincere? Who has not gone through ears? Who has seen through ears? Who has seen through ears? Sincere but not sincere. It may happen. Sincere but not sincere. But who is sincere according to Goswami? Who has seen through ears. He is the most intelligent, sincere person. Similarly, Prabhupada is saying, after some time, we should not be coming just for prasadam. We can cook it in the house, offer it and take prasadam. So why we are coming such a long distance in the rainy season? Just to hear. Because through ears also you have to eat as you progress in spiritual life. And for eating through ears, there are 4 vyanjanas given by Krishna. That is called as Nam, Rup, Gun and Vina. The more you focus on this, the progress is getting. That's why our purpose is to Tasmad Ekena Manasa Bhagavan Satvakapati. Because by focusing on hearing and chanting, These are only 4 activities of soul. There is no 5th activity made for soul. What are those? 1.2.14. Tasmat. Why this word comes tasmat? Tasmat means therefore. Why we usually, very rarely we use this word therefore in the beginning of the sentence. When you use word therefore means there is a past history. Background is there. So meaning of therefore is after traversing through 84 lakh species, therefore. Why the word comes therefore? After traversing through 84 lakh species, you have come to this rare human form of life. Therefore, what you do? Ekena manasa. With one pointed attention. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Understood? This is the injunction of Bhagavatam right in the beginning. You don't have to go through 12 cantos. What I have to do? To get Krishna, you have to focus your attention. That's all. Because Krishna wants your attention. Because the whole creation, every person, everything is attracting your attention, demanding your attention. रेलवे स्टेशन पे जाते हैं क्या अनाउंसमेंट है, कृपया ध्यान दीजिए. एयरपोर्ट पे जाते हैं, may I have your attention please. Go to office, what the boss says, pay attention. घर में जाते हैं, पत्नी कहते हैं अजी कहाँ जा रहे हो, हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा. बच्चों का ध्यान कौन रखेगा? Pay attention on children. So everything, every person is asking for attention, and we have given attention. That's why we are lacking attention. Another thing, we have given heart to everyone. So paying attention means putting your heart and soul and paying full attention. Okay? Put your heart and तेषाम सतति उक्ताना भजता प्रीति. तीव्रता से, सातत्य से, प्रेम से और सिर्फ मेरे खुशी के लिए. 4 things कृष्ण से. Intensely, constantly, out of love and just for my satisfaction. Because the ultimate purpose of any devotional service, whether we are performing towards devotees, spiritual master or Krishna, what is the ultimate purpose of that activity? Sansiti haritoshanam yasmin tushti jagat tushti. Understood? So, what is our problem? Why are we not getting the Atma Santushti? Because this sukha or happiness is on 3 levels. शरीर का सुख दुख, मन की शांति, आत्मा की संतुष्टि. 3 levels. Miseries and happiness in connection to body. Peace of mind. But if you want to rise to the 3rd and ultimate level, that is the purpose of human form ways, that is satisfaction of the heart. Because only one thing we are lacking, satisfaction of the heart. Atma Santushti. And that is available who puts his heart and soul, full attention in spiritual activity. Understood? So then you can go to the 3rd level and attain ultimate purpose of life, satisfaction of the heart. Otherwise, you will be stuck up in only first 2 stages. Sharir ka sukh dukh, man ki shanti. Understood? So this is the best opportunity, just by paying attention, by putting your heart and soul. Because Krishna wants only 2 things. Your heart, आपका दिल चाहते हैं, और भगवान आपका ध्यान चाहते हैं. समझिए? तो ध्यान हमारा बिखर चुका है. हर एक को हमने ध्यान दिया है नहीं? Because everyone is asking your attention. And heart we are given to everyone except Krishna. That's why japa means again bringing that Krishna's eternal energy. She is like Sita Maya. Paying attention on our heart in chanting, hearing chanting is like again engaging that Daivi Sampatti of Krishna, which Krishna has given for his service. And try to understand. Krishna has given this attention and heart to put in his service, but we have put in all other service except Krishna service. That's why day by day we are suffering, even though we have come to spiritual life. So we have to become Hanumanji. What is the beauty of Hanumanji? Hanumanji not only find out Sita Maya, but also engage that Sita Maya in Krishna's, Ramji's service. So whenever you sit for katha or chanting, you have to become Hanumanji. हनुमान ने तो पहले ढूंढ के निकाला. Similarly, we have to find out who has kidnapped our attention, who has taken our heart. Everything which is taking our heart, attention from Krishna is like Ravana. If they are not helping us in spiritual life, they are like Ravana. They have kidnapped our attention and our heart. So it's our responsibility, because we are going to become Das. Who is the embodiment of Dasa in Navida Bhakti? Hanuman. So ultimately we have to become like Hanumanji. First we have to find out किसने किसने ध्यान चुराया है, किसने किसने ध्यान अपहरण किया है, किसने किसने हमारा दिल चुराया है. वो जप में और कथा में वापिस भगवान की चरणों में. इसको कहते हैं paying attention. Understood? Then Krishna is going to embrace you and give the same benediction of becoming Chiranjeevi. If you pay only these two things back to Krishna, and this is called as Bhakti. जो भगवान ने दिया है, फिर से भगवान को दे रहा है, उसकी सेवा. ऋषिकेश सेवनम भक्ति उच्यते. That's why this particular thing is mentioned in Shastra. The more you quickly engage these two things which Krishna wants from you. Spiritual means two things: paying attention and putting your heart and soul. The more you are going to become Hanumanji. So that is the purpose of becoming Das. Because this Dasatva, this Upadhi you can't get on your own. All other Upadhis, all other designations you can get on your own. BAD or MD, all these designations of this material you are going to get on your own. But the more you put your heart and soul and attention, Krishna is going to accept you as Das. And then we are going to reinstate ourselves in our original position. Then we are going to become happy. Jivera Swarupaya Krishnere Nikhitas. Otherwise we are fooling ourselves. भले कर्नाटक से हम नाटक कर रहे हैं, क्या कर रहे हैं? कर्नाटक. क्या नाटक कर रहे हैं? भक्ति का. ध्यान कहीं है हमारा. We are not paying full attention. इसलिए भक्ति का लक्षण क्या है? ABC लक्षण क्या कहें? अति भक्ते चोरे लक्षण क्या कहें? We are doing drama, नौटंकी कर. और इतना नौटंकी करने पर भी भगवान हमें संभाल के रखे सेवा में. अगर पूरा ध्यान देंगे तो भगवान हमें आध्यात्मिक जगत नाम पे करने के लिए. This is Krishna's promise. Therefore, our utmost responsibility as a sadhaka is what promise we have given. Every day we have to remind ourselves. Just like for reminding Sugriva, Lakshmana was sent. What promise he had given to Ramji. But as soon as he got the wife back, he was engrossed in sense gratification. Similarly, Diksha is like getting our wife. And as soon as we get Diksha, we become engrossed like Sugriva and forget what promise we have given to spiritual master. And to remind for that promise, we have to attend like seminars like this. To remind us, what promise we have given? 1,000 crores book distribution I will do, 1,008 temples I will construct. What promise we have given? Right in front of the deities, right in front of the fire sacrifice, right in front of all Vaishnavas, in front of a spiritual master, while taking Tulsi Mala in hand. What promise we have given? Only one promise that we have to remind every day. I will try to chant 16 rounds on the beats attentively. तो हमें प्रश्न करना है, क्या प्रश्न करना है? कोशिश जारी है कि जा रही है? प्रश्न क्या? एवरीडे प्रश्न करें, कोशिश जारी है क्या जा रही है? The only one promise can take you to Krishna. Yasya prasadat bhagavan. Just understand the first instruction given to spiritual master, you are not able to fulfill. How you are going to get spiritual strength to fulfill all other instructions of spiritual master? If you are failure in the first instruction only. Understood? What promise? I will try to chant attentively. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. So we'll stop here. So tomorrow we'll continue this topic. Chanting, hearing and chanting. What is the real meaning of hearing tomorrow? Because we have misunderstood the word Shravana. Because once you get the Shravan Dasha, you will not be staying in this body. Your condition will be like flapping of the fish out of water. Once you get that Shravan Dasha. That Shravan Dasha is going to take you to Krishna. You will not be able to sustain in this material body. That's powerful is the Shravan Dasha. So tomorrow morning we are going to discuss next part of hearing. Attention is attention towards hearing. What is the meaning of hearing? अगर अर्थ ही समझ नहीं आएगा उसका अनर्थ कर देना. इसलिए श्रवण का मतलब क्या है? How श्रवण works on 7 stages. So since the 7 stages are compared to taking Saptapadi. When you take Saptapadi, you get married. Similarly, if you want to get married to Krishna through sound vibration, you have to take Saptapadi. What are these 7 steps which are going to take you Krishna and get married to Krishna? That is the topic of tomorrow morning. So today we discuss attention towards chanting. Tomorrow attention towards hearing. What is the real meaning of hearing? How it works on 7 levels. And what are the benefits of attentive hearing are there. So hearing and chanting. And last day we are going to discuss symptoms and solutions. Okay? So this is a whole package. And those who want to hear in Hindi, they can go to YouTube. It is a separate channel only dedicated to holy name. Last 35 experience I have put in that channel. Sudama Das Official. What is the name of the channel? So those who really enjoy, understand Hindi, they can enjoy it. One line as all this Sudama Das, Sudama, Sudama Das Official. Only 225 lectures are there. only on hearing and chanting. Dedicated to hearing and chanting. Okay? And Vaishnava relationship. These 2 topics. Attentive dealings with Vaishnavas and attentive dealings with Hari Katha and Harinam. So, hope we'll meet tomorrow morning at what time?
9 a.m.
9 to 11. So, tomorrow's topic also dedicated to attention, but in connection to hearing. Today we discuss attention to devotees and attention to chanting. Tomorrow we are going to discuss attention towards hearing. So we are going to clear the concept. What is the real meaning of hearing? How it works. Okay? If you understand, then you are going to take seriously and attentively to this process of hearing. So try to understand this is not an activity, this is process. Where it is mentioned? Navida Bhakti begins with hearing and chanting. Vidhi means process. So what is the difference between activity and process? How it works and what benefits? How it is going to transform our life. Vidhi means the process. Vidhi is going to vidhan. Remove your vidhan. Okay? Vidhi is going to take care of your vidhan also. So please be there because this is very important topic and this is going to change your life altogether because we are going to clear so many misconceptions about hearing, chanting in these 3 sessions. So it will be like a turning point in your spiritual life. Okay? Just don't hear, meditate, contemplate, deliberate, ponder, then it is going to work in your life. Okay? So these 4 meanings we are going to discuss. Deliberate, meditate, contemplate and ponder. All these 4 together becomes Shravan. And what is the real meaning of Shravan and how it works on 7 stages. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So forgive my horrible English. I was trying to correct the words. I couldn't get so many words. I tried my best to convey the message because the purpose of language is to reach the heart and hope I will reach the hearts. You want to enjoy those 425 lectures are there. Whenever you feel morose or slack or not able to perform spiritual activities, go just to the channel and enjoy those lectures. Thank you very much. Vansha Kalpatarvasya Ananta Koti Vaishnav ki Bhuvan Mangala Naam Sankirtan ki Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki Hare Gaur. Question answers, 3rd session. Okay. All together for 3 sessions. 20 minutes or 30 minutes, 20 minutes especially for 3 sessions. Questions. So write down your questions, queries, all doubts, and 3rd session will allow you to ask. Okay, Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for wonderful lecture. So let's loudly chant one time for Prabhuji Hare Krishna Mahamantra.